we were organizing APCCA events, and I was running around like the prison officials of Malaysia 20 years back, organizing the event. And I compliment APCCA management. You have come a long way. You have done much better. Participation is more qualitative, and I must compliment all the participants, all the participating countries and the APCCA organization. In fact, this is the first time that UNODC is making its presence felt here, thanks to the organization, me and my colleague, Mr. Gray Settler, from Bangkok of Regional Office, Regional Center for East Asia and the Pacific. We both are here, and we are really happy to get the feedback and support from all the participants. In fact, the theme of APCCA that I could see, it was so appealing because what we do in the United Nations is to put things together, offer technical assistance, develop standards, and handhold and support the national governments. And what I see here, all of you do so much together, individually. There is a basket of services and basket of best practices. If we take it together, take one after another, the best of all put together would be best for the globe, I think. So APCCA, whatever presentations I could see, the best practices from all the countries are standard minimum rules for treatment of prisoners that we can talk about. I'll be talking about the range of services that we offer in the United Nations UNODC. I'll be a little brief. Under the menu of services, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, we are mandated to do under rule of law, United Nations standard and norms for crime prevention and criminal justice, law enforcement effectiveness, accountability and oversight, crime prevention, judicial reform, juvenile justice, prison reforms, alternative to imprisonment, restorative justice, violence against women, support to victims of crime, vulnerable groups within the criminal justice system, extradition and mutual legal assistance, and witness protection. Now, if I look at it, the one in the color, that is prison reform, I have highlighted. What are the thrust areas that we have in New Delhi Regional Office for South Asia, and that also applies to our regional center in Bangkok, which caters to East Asia and the Pacific. Application of standard minimum rules for treatment of prisoners, a human rights perspective, capacity of member states to apply international standards on the professional management and operation of prisons, advocate for and create awareness to ensure that adjustment of laws and policies should be in conformity with international standards and norms of diversions, restorative justice, non-custodial sanctions. Increased application by member states of strategies to improve overall health care of prisoners, including the reduction of the spread of drugs, HIV prisons in South Asia and other parts of the world too. Sensitization and capacity building program for law enforcement officials, that also we do in a big way all over the globe. Now, if you look at the other range of menu of services on health and development, we have in the sector of drugs and HIV particularly, we have been doing globally all over the world. And for Southeast Asia, Pacific, South Asia and East Asia and Pacific, we can do lots of technical assistance and capacity building programs in the drug prevention, treatment and rehabilitation, drug abuse prevention basically, then drug dependence treatment and rehabilitation. One would be happy to announce here that New Delhi jails started its oral substitution treatment in the prisons first in South Asia last month. In Malaysia, with the support of our regional office in Bangkok and handholding, they are doing methadone maintenance program for the first time. And Indonesia has been doing very well, and being a partner with Indonesia and Malaysia, we are really happy. Now, in the field of HIV prevention and care, treatment amongst IDUs, amongst the prison population and among the victims of human trafficking people. Basically, this is our core mandate in the UN family. All over the world, in the prisons on HIV/AIDS prevention, UNODC is the lead agency, and if at all there is a need for technical assistance or any kind of support or mainstreaming in the national level, UNODC would be coming forward in a big way. And the last one is alternate development that does not apply to any parts of Asia, Southeast Asia, or... Now, what we see while working in the prison sector in Southeast Asia and South Asia, we see the above things. Basically, I'm giving an example of the kind of overcrowding you have in South Asia today. It's just a bird's eye view. In all the countries, overcrowding is there. Now, this is a figure I've taken from the King's College London. Now, I'll come to the point why I'm showing this. Then the other one is, most of the prisoners are remand prisoners. If you look at the statistics, it's quite alarming. What does it show? People without guilt being proven are in incarceration. They could be proven guilty, they could not be. In that kind of situation, if people are not proven guilty, why should they be burdening the prison administration? Why should the prison be overcrowded because of those people who are not? So basically, then what one can see in most parts of South Asia, 10 times the static population is the prisoner turnover. If in any particular country you have 10,000 prisoners at a particular point of time, then you have 100,000 people coming in and going out of the prison every time. What do you see in case the prison population is vulnerable? If there are issues and we are not looking at the situation inside the prison, then those people who are going back into society are somebody's husband, somebody's boyfriend, girlfriend, or wife. So they are vulnerable when society is not free from that. So we cannot give a deaf eye to the prison population. High prisoner population and these two things put together is quite risky and dangerous. Now, my question is, in some parts of the world, if you look at Europe, you look at Russia, you look at United States of America, the prisoner population is something like 700 for 100,000 population outside. If you look at East Asia, Malaysia, China, you have something like 100 for 100,000 population. In South Asia, you have 30 for 100,000 population. With 30 for 100,000 population, South Asia prisons are overcrowded. With 100 for 100,000 population in Southeast Asia, prisons are overcrowded. And in Europe and America, with 700 for 100,000, they are overcrowded. What does it show? It shows, even if you construct more and more prisons anywhere in the world, that's not a solution. The solution lies with 30 for 100,000, we are overcrowded in Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, wherever. You are overcrowded with 100. Similarly, they are overcrowded in Russia and America. What one has to do is, in one's own system, one has to develop various strategies that I spelled out part of many of the services, like alternate sentencing, community-based treatment. All that innovative things can come a big way, because, as I can very emphatically say, Asia and the Pacific, my knowledge of criminology says it has great inspiration for the whole world. It has given best practices all over the world for alternate sentencing and community-based approaches. If all these are put together, maybe we can tell the world that there are choices available. Only creating more space in the prison is not the solution. It does not give an apology that without constructing prisons or without improving the conditions in the prisons, we can ever say, I think this will work. So, though I should be saying, the first approach should be to improve the conditions in the prisons, apply standard minimum rules of treatment of prisoners in a big way by improving the current conditions. But at the same time, if you are looking at future population, future increase in the population, then creating more prison space is no solution. Another, sorry, I will not be getting into details because technical fault does not give any extra time. No, it does not. So basically, if you look at the condition all over the world, the crime graph increases with development. If you look at any of the countries where the per capita income is low, then the rates are likely to be lower. But once the country is getting developed economically, the crime rate is also increased. Japan was one example where the crime graph was not going as per development, but that also cut off finally. So my word of caution to those countries which are in the path of economic development, if you are at 30, 35 or 40 per 100,000 population, and if you are thinking that the development is taking place, it could come in a big way. So one has to be prepared, otherwise we cannot catch up with the situation in the future. Thank you very much.